Hey, it's Paul here. Question for you. Have you ever reacted to what somebody says? Just like that. You reacted. You didn't even think about what you were going to say. And it made things worse. Or is that just me? I think we've all reacted in a way. We take it as a question against us. You know, it's an accusation or something. And it isn't. But we take it that way and we react in such a way. Or gibberish comes out. And that makes it worse too. Or is that just me again? Because I know I suffer from a lot from this. But here's the thing. I heard the other day, and I can't remember who from, but he was a great guy. And he gave this little thing, and there's a 2-second breath. He said all it takes is 2 seconds. And it was as if he was talking to me, because this scenario came into mind. I'd had it a little while ago. Someone said something. I reacted. I said things I shouldn't have said, and it just got worse. And what it says is, don't say a thing. Breathe in for 2 seconds. That's it. That was it. Because in those 2 seconds, you can bring your mind together. It's a pattern interrupt. It breaks a pattern of you saying things that you shouldn't say, or you don't want to say, or you didn't think about what you were saying. It gives you 2 seconds to consider that person's intention, or to ask a question. And the thing what it really does, because if you wanted to, and this was the other advice, you could make it a 4-second pause. And go, but breathe in for those 2 seconds while you're pausing. And then react. Because you'll react in such a different way. And it gives the impression, correctly now, that you're considering what that person said. You're giving them attention. And the response you give will be a considered response. Now, for me, I've tried this and it hasn't worked all the time for me, because I still go back to that old pattern. But the more I use this, the better I get. Because it does take practice. Because that old pattern of jumping in, there's stuff going on. Sometimes, you feel accused about something, and maybe that's from another time in the past. But that was then, and this is you now. And that person, they don't deserve that type of reaction. They deserve a considered reaction. And that's what we're doing. We're just pausing, breathing. It changes our state, gives us oxygen, and it gives us time to think. Think of our intention. Even if it's only, I wonder, you could say, I don't want to get this wrong, but why did you ask me that question? What was your intention for asking me that question? What did you want to find out? Because I want to be able to answer you properly. Now that to me was, a game changer. Because now I want to know what that person was really wanting to say. Not the thing I made up in my head, which was caused by all other stuff in my head. All things from the past. And you know what? It is a game changer. And I love it so much. Why do you love it, Cluffy? I'll tell you why I love it so much. Sorry, I made myself laugh again. But I love it so much because it is so simple. And here in the Personal Development Unplugged podcast, Albie Einstein, in simplicity there is genius. And never blow off the simpler stuff, because it just works. Yeah, you have to practice. You have to practice. It may be simple, it may be easy, but you have to put the effort in to change. But once you start changing, the results you get are immense. The return on the investment is massive. And for me, it's been, let's say, that game changer, because it stops me reacting in what I was, in maybe appearing to be an angry way. And now it's calmer. And I get the response that I want from me and from that other person. And sometimes I look intelligent while I'm breathing because I look like I'm trying to consider stuff, which I am. Does that make sense? Give it a go. Try it. The next time someone says something, and it could be just in conversation, just before you jump into the answer, and then respond. Let me know how that goes. I'd love to know your reaction. For me, as I said, it's a game changer. Maybe it's because I was reacting badly before, too much, and that's why the game changer has been, or it has been such a game changer. It'd be good if I can get my words out. Maybe I ought to take a 2-second breath now. Look serious. So please let me know of how this worked for you. And maybe we can take it even further on a longer podcast, how we can, communicate with people in such different ways that make so much more sense. We listen, actively listen, and we participate, we connect at a deeper level, because that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Let me know. Email feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. I'll reply, because I'm the only bugger here. You get a personal reply from me, and maybe we'll be able to share the things that we learn with more people, because that's the aim of this podcast. Sharing what we learn and how to do things better for a richer life, and allow our goals, successes to come quicker, to enjoy life. And with that said, you go enjoy your life until the longer podcast. Go fly, my friend.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.